Alright. It's time. What's up? Hi, Peanut. How's it going? I have... What was my last stream? Saturday. What is today? Tuesday. Right? Right. It's been a couple days. Done a lot of editing and stuff. Plan on changing my upload schedule next month so that I can, instead of doing something like 3 streams a week like I've been doing, I can do more like 4 or 5. But, yeah. I have a lot more of this to do. I think that I did every daily thing I had to do in the time that I wasn't playing. I'm pretty sure. Maintenance tomorrow. There's not anything important that's new. Tomorrow with that maintenance, they're going to introduce another event that sounds like another April Fool's event, so I'm guessing right around here tomorrow, as of tomorrow, there will be standing a April Fool's 2020 event. That's my guess. But we have dailies to do. I'll start with this one. This is just killing a bunch of mimics. They're no problem. How you doing, Peanut? How's it going? Dang, my stream is already delayed on my playback. It kind of looks like the anime of Sword Art Online because it is Sword Art Online. Look at the title. This is a mobile game of Sword Art Online. Wait, what do I have out? Oh shit. I'm getting distracted. Yeah, that is the intention. That is 100% the intention. That's why you see Lifa here and Kirito's face popping up on my skills. That's the goal of this game. I don't think I'd be playing it otherwise. Because otherwise it's just a grindy gacha game. Points. Currency. Thanks. Dailies. Weekly reset. Nice. Yes. Yes. Ever since this game released in like 2018 or something? Maybe late 2017, I don't know. I see a different date every time I look. And I always wanted to play it, but I could not stand playing something on a phone. But thankfully it's on PC now. I think this is my 7th day of playing it. And going strong. Let's do weapon proficiency, because that's the most important thing. I did not know that, Peanut. I don't even know when my own birthday is. Oh, I have the AoE out. Whoops. I don't even know when my own birthday is. Oh, fucking fun light reflection on my glasses. Hopefully that just goes away. That's a large crystal and 5 small crystals. I need so many of these. Dailies will reset at 3 today. Another daily done. I haven't looked at this in a bit. Weapon proficiency. Oh, rip. Yeah, no, I don't do anything for birthdays, so I don't really keep track of my own. One day I wake up and I get a bunch of texts that say, "Happy birthday." I'm like, it's not my birthday. What are you talking about? And then turns out it is. Let's see. Full strike, basic strike, one-handed sword. Basic strike or basic stance? Basic stance. You need to be at level 5. Oh, hey, cool. It stops going up after 5. There you go. Yeah, that is at level 5. That will allow me to go all the way down here. For which point I'll need this. And that's based on level. So, that's good. I need to put more into shield soon, though. What else? assist characters. Gotta go through their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next.
Konnichiwa.
Get their friendship levels. I've been making sure to do the interacts with them pretty much daily. Is that enough for a level? It is. Yeah. I went ahead and equipped them all because they're all level 15 or higher friendship level now, so they can have 3 skills equipped. So I put all the skills on them. She is a little behind. And Alice gets a friendship level up. Nice. And Yu-Gi-Oh! There you go. That's everyone. I can do my 3 actual interacts too. Lizbeth and Yuki are the furthest behind on friendship levels. Let's do an interact with Yuki. Get her over the hump. Let's practice skills, and because I've already seen all these, I'm just gonna skip through them. This is the same dialogue every time. And she got a friendship level up. Yay, maybe... These 2 are the weakest. They're relevant enough for the floor that I'm up to, I guess, but the friendship levels advance very slowly, so it's hard to keep all 3 sets of these characters relevant. Unless you just use them a lot. Let's do a chat. I don't think I do this one too often with her. And got a skill level up. I don't know what it was because it went by so fast. But a skill level up is good. It's something. And interact. I think I have a golden bell I can use too. I didn't really need to skip that part now, did I? Let's do this one. Question for you. Maybe, say, maybe, or no. Want another question? Yeah, ask whatever you want. If I think a question is weird, I just won't answer it. Like, the last time I streamed, the last day I streamed, some guy I never saw before showed up and asked if he could dance on my eyebrows. I thought that was pretty weird. Oh, I don't have a golden bell. Whoa. There's like a reflection on my fucking glasses. Ever turn VR chat someday? Almost certainly not. Nobody I know plays it anymore, really. That was kind of the fun of VR chat. It wasn't the game itself, because it's a very clunky, bare bones game. It was everybody in the game. But everybody I know that played that game doesn't really play it anymore. So, and I tried going around it to meet other strangers, but when I tried that, it was mostly just boring and like someone spamming graphical effects. It wasn't very entertaining to play or to watch, so yeah. Your daily mission 10, 15, 20. Okay, that's so I have to do 1 labyrinth dungeon and then the dailies are done for the day. Oh yeah. I got some new stuff while I wasn't streaming. So right now, my armor sets are the same across both sets. I got this skill from the random gacha, and I leveled it up to max, which I had to do a daily dungeon to get skill records to pull off. It gives 320 attack and some HP, and it has an awakening bonus. So I figured it would be good to put there. So I got rid of that defense bonus that I recently acquired, just because this was better. And now these are in sync. The only caveat is on my main attack bar, I couldn't equip a second skill because I'm not high enough level to have all this stuff at the same time. But I'll fill that in with time. It's fine because these consume so many points, I couldn't even use this to begin with. So don't worry about it. But that's good. Let's go do my daily labyrinth, and then we'll be done with all that crap. Congratulations, 2025. That's a while from now. Is that when you're like buying a VR headset or something? This. Yes. I've done both of these, I think, on days when I wasn't streaming. It is just way better to just run through normally. I guess I can bring you guys... You need the most attention. Maybe I'll probably save up. What did you play it on before? I had my HTC Vive, but I sold that. Now I don't have it. I'm just gonna blaze through. There's 2 enemies here you have to kill to pass instead of just one. And then the boss is pretty simple. I tried him on the harder difficulty and oh good god, he's not as simple at that point. Oh, I stopped for a second and now they're attacking everything. Family VR. Family VR! Wow, it reminds you of like, you have like a family computer. Family VR. That doesn't sound hygienic. VR headsets create a lot of sweat. And this is the last one. Oh shit! Wow, they just killed it without me. Alright then. I didn't even get a chance to hit it. And that's fine. Just go ahead and hit you with my big attack. Whack. And you're still alive, and now you're dead. This thing's very resistant to those attacks. I think it's only weak to, like, earth. Because I have a water, fire, and an earth attack in my main bar, and I think only the earth attack does, like, normal damage. That one's a little more annoying to kill. Quest 2, Quest 1 does not work with VR chat. Really? I thought it did. Does it not work anymore? I remember when the Quest 1 came out, I think it was the Quest 1, a lot of new players were playing VR chat. However, they couldn't see a lot of the avatars because the hardware in the Quest was so weak. And there was like, the game even told you whether or not your model, when you uploaded it, would be viewable on a Quest or not. And it reminded you, like, in-game. It's like, oh, the avatar you're using is not or is friendly to Quest users. Does not work well, yeah. I don't even know how well the Quest 2 works. Yeah, my fucking glasses are super annoying right now. Here, let me... Swear to God, every day I stream this game recently, my glasses annoy me. Let's clean them real quick. Ugh. How does the Quest 2 work? Is it like actually able to see everything? Or is it still fucked up? Yes, the other side that's dirty. Because when I actually actively played, you only had 2 options. Well, no, you had 3 to play VR chat with VR, quote unquote. The HTC Vive, the Oculus Rift, and Windows Mixed Reality. I remember. I knew one person that used Windows Mixed Reality. She wasn't very happy with it. And that's technically not a VR device, so I don't know if I should count it as a VR device. But it served the purpose. Either that, or you had to be a desktop user. I love the music in this game. Alright, we good? Yeah, I'd say so. God granted me vision. It's not perfect, but I'll take it. Thanks, God. Got these little hooks back here. Make sure they don't fall off. Ugh. What kind of name is Yanan? Alright, let's see. Oh, that's much better. Okay, right. I have the shop stuff to do. Back to the town. Let's go. Yeah. Bump, 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 bump. Alright, let's see. Shop. Not match because PC just take some detail. I can see PC only avatars. Oh, so it's still limited. Damn. There's new games. When I played VR chat, what do you mean games in VR chat? Because I know there's some worlds in VR chat that work like games now. That wasn't a thing when I played. VR chat reminds me of like Roblox, but for VR. That's what it really reminds me of. One time I spoke to the devs and they said that that was pretty much what they were going for. They were talking about how they wanted to develop it further. New games VR chat? Yeah. There were no games in VR chat when I played VR chat. But I was talking to the devs at the time and they said what they wanted to develop it into, and it sounded just like Roblox, but for VR. So everybody can make their own actual functional game. I can't tell, but I feel like VR's gotten less popular, though. There was a lot of memes and other things driving it in the past. I don't really see very much driving it anymore. I don't ever meet anyone that usually just like, oh hey, VR this, VR that. They still don't even really make fully fledged games very commonly for VR. Only like small tech-driven games. Maybe it's more popular with phones now, because I know you could like use your phone as like a mini VR device. I know the Index came out, and then I don't think any other like PC VRs came out after that, and that was a while ago. Ooh! Yellow bow! Woo! Nice. That's useful, because I want to use the bow eventually. Right now I don't have anybody using the bow, but that is useful because I want to use the bow as a second weapon eventually. So I have something for slashing damage and something for piercing damage. So that's nice. It's not nice right now, I can't really utilize it right now, but it's nice for the future. Especially because that wasn't even a guarantee, this is just the free gacha. I wonder how many of these I've done. Done at least 10. Maybe more, maybe like half of what I can do. You could do like 30 of these for free. Then I guess you have to wait for the next free one. Only do paid ones. Look at this, man. It's a big AoE, 3 hits, front cone wide. There's an optimal range. Well, that's fucking confusing. Bonus to crit damage. Whew. Well, that's nice. That seems good. I got PC to work VR chat. I got a Chromebook. Damn. Skip. Cat ears. Great. I don't think there's anything else new. Alright, cool. So all that crap's done. All daily required rituals are complete. Something got maxed limit broken there. Oh, but nothing went over. Okay. Collect. It's awesome. It's an online game. Yeah. None of this is like from the actual show, mind you, but I think the music here is pretty good. Okay, so last time I was playing, we were doing the next stage of these. I think I just finished that. So let's go here. I think I had just finished that. I don't actually know. I don't remember for a fact. You know, let me go check that. Let's go be sure. Let's go be certain. It'd be nice if all of these were in the same instance. Let's go see. I'm pretty sure that I did the next difficulty of that completely. I'm fairly confident. Yes, I did. Okay. Cool. Virgil. Alright, so we could go do the other ones. And I could really do this in any order that I want as well. Hey. I guess we could do these first, or we could do this one. I want to do this one. Let's go do this one. And I want to get the next stage rewards from all these Alicization events. Maybe proc some more drops. That would be nice. I could use way more record frames, so that's always neat. This gives quite a bit of those, huh? And these cookies are great. I don't think I'll ever use these parfaits, no. Alright, let's do this with an assist party. There you go. So now we're gonna spam some Alice Land events for the rewards. Blech. How strong are you? I don't know, but I'm gonna hit you with this. Alright, you're dead. Alright, quick and easy fight. Just need a lucky big AoE, and then we'll get all this stuff. And we'll have tons of cookies now that a lot of things we're doing are getting harder. It's a small buff, but a food buff would be nice on the content that I'm up to. Because the floor stuff is getting harder, and it's not impossible or anything, it's just it would be nice to have a small buff. You get a lot of these cookies from this event. Later in the game they'd be pretty useless though. Because they only give such a minor increase to stats. Yeah. I like how weak these two are in comparison to just that one attack. They barely chip anything off the boss before I kill it. That's funny. 575. This one does have a time bonus. I think all these Alice Land ones or Alicization ones have a time bonus. Oh, why'd you stop over there? You ruined my score. This actual difficulty level is pretty easy, at least with this Alice attack that I have that's kind of OP. It's not too bad. But I feel like the next one would be a major step up, because it goes from like 8,000, one player with 8,000 power to like 4 players with 12,000, and the events tend to lowball the power they suggest that you have to beat them. Why are you running off on your own? Didn't you hear me when I said there was a time bonus? Very disappointed. Nice. These event tracks don't go on for very long. They are 14,000 points. I'm getting roughly 570 to 580 every single time that I run this. We're already at over 2,000, so this will go pretty quick. And we'll move over to the other ones. There's one that's even shorter. There's one that only has a track that's like 3,000 long or something. That one doesn't have a dedicated currency. How are you today? I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. I woke up a little early. Ugh. Did a lot of work yesterday. Doctor appointment tomorrow. Fun stuff. I've been wanting to play more of this game, so I'm happy to play more of it. I plan on playing more of this on Thursday, Friday as well. Ow! That hurt. How could you do this? You paralyzed me. Today, given that I play for like 11 hours every day, I'm hoping to do the next floor by the end. By the time I'm gonna like go through some events, I'm gonna go through a dungeon, but I hope to get through the next floor. Oh God, what are you? Now you move. Thursday, Friday, stream on Saturday. I think this Saturday is a recording day. The next Saturday would be a stream day. Every other Saturday, I like to get recording. That's only if everyone's available for that day. I might find out last minute that someone's not going to make it. Hard to say. If any of them marked that they'll be there. Right now, absolutely nobody has marked their availability for Saturdays, so we'll see how that goes. But that's where I like to get some multiplayer footage. A bunch of adults. Every adult I know wants my Saturday time. Because it's like the one day that they don't work. The one day that they don't work that they actually want to spend on playing a video game. $5.75. 10 more cookies next. Probably, I forget if I can buy these cookies for points currency, but I probably will if I can this time around. Just because I'm kind of in the area where they're going to start being useful. But by the time I come back here on a higher difficulty, I think they'll stop being useful by that point. Yeah. Today, and then tomorrow's a doctor appointment, no stream tomorrow. Saturday, or Thursday, Friday would be streams, ideally. Saturday is probably gonna be a recording day. Sunday I usually don't stream, but who knows, maybe I will. Monday is definitely not, because I have another doctor's appointment. And then the Tuesday, that would be probably a stream. Wednesday, this game usually has maintenance, so I don't know. I have to convert the time to see if I'd be able to stream that day or not. Might just like do Sunday instead. And then the Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week should be streams. Yeah. That's my plan in my head. My thinking hole. Wow. Pop, pop, pop. Cleansing potions. Oh yeah, it's from the track, isn't it? That's right. So we are almost halfway through this track already. Nice. Bop. Bop, bop, bop. Bada, 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 bada. Every time we kill any of these NPCs, they tend to drop a cookie or a parfait as well. Or both. So that's a lot of food items. What time is your time? Right now it's almost 10 a.m. Almost. It's pretty early. I tend to try to set my availability between like 9 a.m. and p.m. for streams. Or recordings or anything. And for 7, yep. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. As DK quotes for his own time zone, the one true time zone. It's very confusing. This game gives its maintenance times in Japanese Standard Time, which is confusing in multiple ways. Way number 1 is I have to convert it. Way number 2 is I don't even think they're using Japanese Standard Time right now, because every time I go to convert it, it converts to daylight time, which is even more confusing. Wow. I don't know why they give fucking Japanese times to begin with on an NA server, but they do. And it is confusing. Leveling up increases stats, blah 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 blah. Wait, what are you talking about? Max HP. I was like, leveling up's not that important in this game. What do you mean it increases your stats? It's important in the single player games. Not in this game. Ha. Oh, hey! Yuki leveled up. I was delayed. She like teleported behind me. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, Peanut. We're at 9,000. Nice. Out of 14. Yes. Wow. Whew. Hey, they both are level 65 now. That's nice. I wonder if I've gotten their friendship high enough for them to go further. I think so. I haven't seen any red text yet. Yeah, they could still go another level. I think some of these events, some of them, not all of them, can also give more interaction bells. That would be nice. Hey, you got paralyzed over there. Paralyzed. AI in your party are not allowed to use consumables. Almost said cosmetics. If they get paralyzed, they're kind of just fucked. You could put some resistances on them for that stuff, and that's kind of what I've done. But usually just raw damage is better. I'm gonna need like 2 more level ups before I can put anything in my open slot on my main set of weapons and whatnot. That's gonna take a while, considering how far ahead my level is compared to the content that I actually am up to. Maybe it can happen today, but it wouldn't be by trying. Unless I did an actual XP dungeon, which I'm not sure there's a point to really doing. Those give like 200k XP in items. And at this point I need more than 200k XP just for a single level up. $574. We're at 11,500. And we're through most of the stamina on these two as well. Get you all, I did. And you're dead. Damn it. Chair. 12,000. We only have one thing from the reward track left. It's like one of the most important things. 2,000 points remaining, so basically like maybe 4 of these remaining, including this one. Make that 3. Not bad. 575. And you're dead. Well, when you have just, I don't know, like a full group of AI, even really just yourself, there are sometimes just so many particle effects that I can't even see what I'm attacking. It just gets completely obscured. Alright, 2 more of these and then we're done with this one. Welcome back, Peanut. Yeah. Cool. One more. One more and then we're done with this difficulty of the Alice Land. Like how the whole reason I decided to do this event stuff now is because I was doing the dungeon of the 5th floor and I realized, oh shit, this is much harder than the 4th floor dungeon. Using those cookies would be good. So literally for this event is the reason why I went back. But there's other event things to do anyway, so all of which give some pretty good rewards. So it's still worth doing. And that's the last one. We've maxed out the 2nd difficulty of Alice Land. So yeah, it's very common in mobile games to have you like repeat content just at a different difficulty. I'm remembering like those ones where the characters just like kind of fight by themselves in like an auto battle thing. They do the same exact thing. They call it like a hard mode. 876. What a weird specific number. There's several achievements that for some reason reward you for killing 876 of something. A one-off was just weird. Twice is like, why? What's the joke? Alright, let's see. You. No. Wrong. No, I guess it's just in you. Well, some events they have a trader nearby, and some events they don't have a trader nearby, and others they put it directly on the actual AI that you get that you do the event from. No, we don't need that. Holy shit, that's a lot. What have I gotten before? I think, yeah, just all the cleansing potions. Trying to pick, like, the least useful things first, and then the most useful things later. In this event, it's probably going to be cookies. The parfaits don't really matter. I already doubled the amount of cookies I have, but let's go ahead and just grab as many cookies as I can. Wow, we would need to do even more difficulties to get more, but 343, that is more than sufficient. Well, for now. Depends the difficulty of stuff that I do, I guess. That's mostly just for the floor stuff. Just to give a little bit of a bonus. I don't know how crazy the next difficulties are going to be. They might be roughly as crazy as the new dungeon stuff we're up to. Might be. Alright, so that's done. I could do this. This one's not going to go forever. This one is getting towards the end of its event cycle, but I'm not strong enough to do this. But there's some rewards in here that are definitely worth getting. Maybe not beyond 9,000 though. Because you get 110 every time you beat this fight. I'm not sure how far to really go with that. Because I got to 3,000 already. Then it goes to 200 per reward. But it quickly, or maybe it was already that. No, it wasn't. It quickly swaps into 300 per reward. And it stays like that until about 8,400. Then it goes to like 600. It's confusing. This would be a decent spot as well. But I mean, all this stuff would be really useful as well. Holy shit, like 100 of this? I only have 286 to begin with. That would be a lot. I think I'll do this one a little bit more. I can only do the lowest difficulty though. I've tried the one above and it can 3-shot me. Oh. Hey! You went away from my attack, how dare you? Maybe I don't even need that attack. That's right, this is low enough difficulty. I should just need that weaker attack. And there's no time bonus anyway, but just use a weaker attack and it's gonna die basically instantly. Sounds good. Dungeon clear. Whew. Well, again, this one also has a currency, I think. Pretty sure. I didn't get to spend a lot of it because there was nothing to spend it on. Wow. Got the next item in the track. Yeah. Congratulations. Next one's 100. Holy shit, man. Is these the medium ones? Oh, they are. That's really useful. Because I was burning through these, 100 of these. Wow, these rewards are amazing. I only got like the worse off ones that I had plenty of already, but like this next tier is stuff I need a lot of. Beyond that is only a nice to have. Because actually going that far is a pain in the ass. It's all stuff that I could use, but demands way too many points for it to be time efficient. For my current level. So I'll have to, somewhere around 6,000 or 9,000 is really as far as I can go, making this time efficient and getting a bunch of useful rewards. Between 6,000 and 9,000 are a lot of really useful things though, so I'm tempted to just push it all the way to 9,000 and around that second dosage of upcoming premium currency. I'm thinking of doing that. I could just do it piecemeal as well. Get to 6,000 right now, get to 9,000 later. This is on the strictest timer. It goes away on the 30th. Or something like that. Which is in 1 week exactly. But considering I have 2 more streams this week, that wouldn't be hard to do or anything. Point. There's also the next difficulty of like 4 more Alicization events that I have to do. Those aren't the most important and they're not timed. And then tomorrow after the maintenance, at least 1 new event is going to start. I saw the Alicization one there. They don't say what a lot of the things are though. in the notices. So it can get kind of confusing. 110 reward. Yay. Let me look at that real quick. System notifications. Maintenance. Like, I don't know if this is a banner or an event. This sounds like an event. And then, like, what is this? Does is back mean event return and begins? Is this an event? Is this a banner? I have no idea. They don't fucking detail it at all. XP event? I don't know. Like, is that an event? Is that a banner? Are there events that are not quests but just bonuses, like for XP? I have no idea. They're not very specific. This could be telling me that 3 or 4 different events are going to begin tomorrow, which is absolute insanity, by the way. I'm not, that's like, that would be crazy. Whoa. No. Absolute craziness. There we go. Alright, bye-bye. See you later. Or some other day. Whenever. Bye-bye. Oh. 110. Nice. Yeah, I guess I'll do like this one, maybe up to 9,000 today. That seems efficient. Because, you know, if that many new timed events do start tomorrow, even if only 2 start, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. The rewards, even on the low end that will be accessible to me, will probably be very useful. It's still a lot of work. It's an insane amount of work. $110. Go again. Pop. Pop, 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 pop. I really wish I had more hotbar slots. I want to fit some extra things there, and I'm on a keyboard, you know, I have more buttons I can press. It would be great if I could just fill that up like a full MMO hotbar, because I have a bunch of items I would love to have on there. That would actually be kind of useful. I commonly end up not having whatever item I need when I need it. Specifically because I have to swap them out depending on what I'm doing. I only even have one primary healing item on there. The rest of those are just different types of cures. There's like, if you don't have the cure-alls, there's like 4 different kinds of cures. So if you wanted all 4, then you wouldn't be able to bring any healing items at all. Which is very weird. I wonder how this looks on a phone screen at the bottom. Like, is all that black space down there not there on a phone screen? Is this just a benefit from having this monitor? Maybe even the part that says the mouse mode, that might not be on a phone screen. Guess it would make some sense. I mean, if I put my phone up to the screen, I don't even know how they're fitting half of this shit on there. Must be a very cramped UI. Even though phones started getting bigger again, they're still very small. So I spent so many days editing over on that that computer over there, which is using a small 60Hz monitor. It's always so weird to me to be on this monitor. Even though this game was only running at 60 FPS, something about this monitor is just so much more responsive. But even in 60 FPS, I feel like I'm getting more. Don't really know why that is. Special bonus activated as player equips skill records below. Oh, is that why I'm getting 110 and not 100? Because I have this equipped. And then I can equip other things like this and these. I have both of these. Clear bonus plus 7, max 14. What do you mean max? When you have 2 of them equipped, I guess it's like if you have it on Koharu as well? I assume? I don't know. Where do you get... What is this? She has this in all the promotional material for this game. What is that? Where do you get that? Is that just like a skin, or is that like a specific dagger? I don't even know. Is that like an integral series weapon? Or is that a floor item? I'd love to know. I think the higher level difficulty you do, the bonuses from having things equipped would be minuscule. Because I'm assuming if this is base like 100, then the next one would be at least base 200. Bare minimum, right? That would be my assumption. Schmack. Damn, 43k when something's weak to that. It's like half the normal damage of my actual really strong attack. No wonder that's a one-shot. It's funny because the actual floor boss that is strong to water, so that does not work as well as it works here. Already to 4,500. I was thinking the other day, I was wondering, what the fuck does integral factor mean? Integral. This is also like, how do integral? It's weird. Integral is like required, right? It's a necessity. Factor. A factor is a thing. Something in consideration. What is an integral factor? And what does that have to do with the story of the game? Is it the protagonist? Is the protagonist the integral factor? That's the only way I can make the title make sense in my head. Because it kind of redefines the story to be more about whatever character you make. Or the one that they actually draw into the cutscenes, which is what I tried to copy. I'm just gonna assume he's the integral factor. Because without him, it would just all fall apart. That's my assumption. I like how Alice and Yu-Gi-Oh are lower level than the two I was just using, Lisbeth and Yuki. I guess I used them more intentionally to get them ahead because they were the weakest pair. But now I've accidentally made another weakest pair. I don't think this will level them up very much, but we'll get them somewhere. Nice. We're almost 2/3 of the way to 6,000 already from where we started, so this is going pretty quick. Helps that the whole boss fight is walk up, smack, spend like 10 seconds on a loading screen, and you just walk up, smack, and it's dead. The difficulty jump between like this and the next one is actually kind of ridiculous. They have like a difficulty for if you're brand new and you don't have access to like floor, I don't know, 14, just guessing a number, gear, and then it jumps to like that. Jumps to like, I don't even know what you would need, max floor gear? which is still worse than the first set of integral gear, or roughly equivalent. The progression's weird. I looked up all the gear. After floor like 60, you just don't get any new floor gear at all. For like, you know, leading up to floor 100. And it's only the integral weapons, and then when you start going and revisiting floors you skipped, it's just more integral weapons. And you're supposed to upgrade them a lot. Like, way more than you upgrade floor gear. Which, a lot of things I read just say, yeah, don't upgrade it at all. Because you get the next one so quickly. But apparently you don't get integral weapons very quickly. It's like once every 20 levels. And 20 levels gets very grindy. I level up 2 times in one day now, and it's a good day. And there's 240 levels now. They recently made it 240 levels. And now they've added like level 235 armor. Like last time I played, I think I looked at the notes and it said that. It means we're not going to be at the halfway mark for levels until like 120. I guess 60 is kind of in the middle of that. You get to level 60 really easy though, just due to the scaling of the early levels. The first 60 levels are equivalent to like, I don't even know, like 20 levels. One, like, less than that, maybe. Roughly around that. After. Due to how they take 5 levels and squish it into 2. Smack. Easy. Ah. 110. And we're almost to 6,000. I'll look at the rewards again, I think, once we hit 6,000. I'm pretty sure I want the rewards leading up to 9,000. I'm pretty sure. For, like, the whole period of this event. But it's very inefficient to go anywhere beyond that. Time-wise. 110. And we have Glare Dragon Stones. Next up is record frames, and God, I really could use those record frames. I've literally run out of record frames upgrading skills. It's fine, because you'll always get more, and, you know, if you transform skills, you get some good rewards. But I've just been, like, changing my loadout so much recently, because I keep getting really good new skills from the gacha. And then, like, I need to go through some lower level things because I don't have enough skill points available to even equip everything at my level. And then I try to upgrade things for Koharu, and I upgraded some things for my assist characters, and that's even more. I think I've only even done that in swords. I don't think I've done that in anything other than swords. That would be a whole nother grind if I chose to do that. Which at the same time I feel like I'd run out of skills to upgrade anyway, so that could happen. It could happen. And now we got these skill records. That's 6,000 is some event currency, and then we get premium currency, and then we get this, which is really good, and then you get like the non-droppable versions of things that came before. These are really good, but oh my god, it would take so much effort to get them, and I'm not going to bother. I think going this far, because it doesn't change the rate, would be fine. Maybe up to like 9,000. Either to like 8,100 or to 9,000. But if I get to 8,100, I feel like 9,000 is just going to be worth it. Just because it's right there. Just a couple more runs away and I get 100 Arcana Gems. And those are the most valuable things, because They're Arcana gems. That's the gacha currency. 100 is not an insane amount, but when you only get 450 a week from dailies and weeklies, that's a lot. Hey. So I'll probably go for that and then just call it quits on this event entirely until it goes away next week. Especially because if even half of what they wrote starts tomorrow as an event, then we're going to have a lot of event stuff to do. A whole lot. Smack. Whew. Also, I could spend all the currency I get from this in one go. Because I'm getting premium currency from this. Don't know what I'm going to get. Probably not like cleansing potions or anything. Or maybe, I don't know. That doesn't sound worth it. It depends what's on offer. Skill records, Flare Dragon Stones. Those are worth it. Cleansing potions could be worth it. But I already have a lot of those. And I have a lot of fruit water, which is a better version of that. Get to see what other options there are. Combat, Medal of Arms, whatever they're called. Those are really useful to get. Ugh, I hate that sound effect. It's so loud. You can see it back there. The guy named himself Kirito. That's the guy that did it. Every time you hear that, that is someone just running around, activating their awakening. I wish that they would make awakening not allowed in the fucking town. Because, good God, players spam it. And it's so fucking loud. It's not loud when you do it yourself. But to everybody else's ears, they get a... You could hear it right there. A different sound effect that is loud. I don't know why players spam it. It's because it comes back without them having to do anything. So like, yeah, let me just spam it. It's like being in Terra and being on a horse in the middle of town and just spamming spacebar, finding a way to like vibrate, or like macro spacebar spamming. And then you just spam the neigh sound effect on your horse. I did that when I played Terra. Over 10 years ago, I think. It was a while ago, Terra. I still don't know. There's not many games that have released, I feel like, with a better MMOs. With a better combat system than Terra. Bop, bop, bop. What is with the fucking chat in this game, man? I'm on the NA server. Every time I look at the chat, there's a bunch of Indonesian. Hi, Lane. How's it going? Usually, you log into an NA server. If you see a language that's not English, it usually ends up being Portuguese. But in this game, it's just like Indonesian everywhere in the NA server. Wouldn't it be easier to log into the Japanese servers from Indonesia? Or maybe that's just like region locked. I don't know. Still, it's weird. Very strange. Every time I come out of this event, I'm hearing someone activate Awakening. It's so obnoxious. I hate it. There. Just want to toggle. Mute Awakening sound effect. It would allow me to turn up all my other sound effects. That would be nice. 110. Medal of Combat Arms. I need so many of those in the long run. Not right now. I don't need any of them right now, but in the long run, probably need hundreds. And you only really get them one at a time. Very small amounts. But that's one thing these timed events are good for. Like, basically all of them allow you to redeem that as a reward. Up till now, I've sort of prioritized other things like dragon stones and skill records, but I feel like I've learned to prioritize those as much as possible before anything else. And no timed events have expired since I started that, so I can probably maybe get them all. Maybe. At the earlier difficulties, currencies don't come in too quickly. I don't think you two are going to level up once going through all of your stamina. I don't think you're going to level up a single time. 110. All these refining hammer pluses, striking stone pluses we're about to get will be so useful for stage 2 transforming for equipment, which I've literally never done. Oh shit. I've never done that once, but it'll be useful. It'll be useful. Yeah, there's 100 of them. Literally like doubled the amount that I have. Just like that. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but still. Why am I reflecting green? What the fuck is happening? Because I'm healing right now? Yeah, because someone, or somehow I got a healing effect, that's how. And the effect carried over into the fucking reward screen. That's funny. I think it's just players using skills on stacks of other players that are doing events. I think that's what's happening. Caffeine. I've had all my caffeine. Well, all of it for now. Only up to 10. Damn, dude. These can go so quickly. Even with 3 sets, I can just burn through all their stamina. But most things that you grind don't go on for so long that you would really need a full 3 sets even. Hydration keeps the cancer at bay. I watched a video one time. It was of cells, white blood cells fighting a cancer cell, and there's a semi-big cancer cell as well. And the way they fought it was by forcibly like stuffing themselves into it by using the water in your bloodstream, and then like just launching in as many white blood cells into the center of the cancer cell as possible until it just fucking exploded. And then the video even showed the thing fucking exploding. And that just seems terrifying to know that that probably happens in your body every single day. Ugh. That's why it's important to hydrate. So your blood cells can explode cancer cells. Okay. That's the most convincing argument that I ever saw for hydration. Never saw anything more convincing than that. Blech. Check the daily, weekly mission details and achievements from the menu. No. Don't tell me what to do, loading screen. Thank you. God, if I was getting 100 base, To get it up to 10,000 would be like running this 100 times. That's what I mean about inefficiency at lower levels. That's why I don't want to get too invested into these event reward tracks this early on. It's not worth it. This one, the 110 makes it easier, but you're still talking like, I don't know, something like 80 or so runs. Maybe 70 to get to where I'm going. It's a lot of runs. But these rewards are great. And they're in reach, so I will reach for them. Ugh. Yeah. My strongest attack that I use usually as an actual like difficult boss killer has gone up from doing attacks of like 40k to like 45 to 60 to like 80 to 90k now. And overall, my stats still aren't high enough to do the next difficulty of these events. Which is crazy. I really do wonder what floor I'm gonna have to be up to before I'm really strong enough to get those done. Without being like 3-shottable and taking like 5+ of my strongest ability to kill those enemies. 'Cause that seems kind of crazy. Seeing this mushroom in the back just pop in every time is a little funny. 110. We're at just about 8,000, so we're almost to my goal. We have about 10 more runs. My goal is 9,000, and then that's all I really plan on doing for this event. Just the next set of Arcana gems, basically. And then everything along the way. Because it's about to start going to like 600 points per reward, and that's just insane. Not doable at my equipment level. Again. Getting to the point where I'd love to have some better equipped stuff. Armor. I bring my weapon to level 40, but I'm getting to the point where I'd love to have some armor at level 40. Enhancement, that is. It's just a lot of fucking resources to do anything to level 40. Koharu stuff, I just leave at level 20. It's not nearly as demanding, and it keeps her fairly useful. As useful as one can hope. But damage to Moi intensifies every floor that I go up, and every new dungeon that I try to do. It intensifies rapidly. That's someone awakening. Again. Whoa. Attack. Nice. These two are level 67. This is like my highest level pair. And they're just barely there. 110. 8360. One more and then we'll get the next reward, and then we're on the track of doing like 5 or 6 for the final reward that we want. And then we go do something else. After redeeming our currency. Can't forget that. I forget that quite commonly. To redeem the event currency. Redeem the event currency. Yep. Those Arcana gems are the last thing I'm going for. We're at 470, yeah, so like 5 more of these, and we'll have the Arcana gem. And then we'll be good to move on to something else. An hour and 20 minutes in the stream, I've already done my dailies, grinded out an entire difficulty of Alice Land specifically. Finishing up everything I want from this event. Pretty productive so far. Pretty productive. Then we'll probably go do the floor 5 dungeon, which I had already started last time I played. And we can get some items for enhancements. Should be more than enough to get any enhancements we need. Because aside from my sword and shield, which are enhanced, all this armor is still from the previous floor. So we want to get rid of that. For like a mixture of dungeon running and also floor completion. We'll go up to like floor 8 now. $110. It's also probably fairly simple of a task to say go through floors a little quicker using glare dragon stones, for example. Probably unsustainable, but it would be fairly simple. Though eventually there's a point where you just don't need an insane amount more enhancement stones. Maybe. Because you would get the integral gear eventually. I'm not sure that we're really going to get that stuff too early. Just because it's probably going to be pretty difficult to do by the time we reach it, which is like floor 13. But useful, still. Hi, Pilgrim. I'm not real, I'm not real, why am I not real? What makes me not real? Get rid of the assist party. I have a gift! 2 sets of Arcana gems. Alright, let's see. That's done. Let's get the currency. Get out of your head. No. No. I refuse. Damn, this amount of currency isn't even enough, really. What did I get last time? Whatever I got last time, I didn't get... okay, I definitely went for Glare Dragon Stones. Not sure I went for the Record Frames, but this is not enough to get a lot of useful things, honestly. Even after all that. Arcana gems are obviously desirable. I'll go ahead and just put that colored currency into Arcana gems. Then I can get like a singular Medal of Combat Arts. Then maybe like something down here. Wouldn't be a lot, but we could get these. the rest of these. And then I only have one more now. Yeah. A record frame, I don't know. It's the most for now. Events rerun infinitely, so there will always be more. At least 3 pieces. He's running away! He's moving! In real life, he's moving. He's running away, so he doesn't have to pay me. That rat bastard. These ones I brought to 4,800. Damn. These things are far more accessible on this one. We'll worry about that later. I've done what I wanted to do. I have like 17,000 health now. That's crazy. I've done what I wanted to do. Let's look at my items real quick. What is this? Handmade seasoning. It's a present item. Let me see. So we want to put the cookies on the bar. There you go. Antidote. Potion. We'll put that right there right now. And we'll take the cleansing potion maybe and put that somewhere. We don't need the fruit water there at the moment. Not that it's not useful, we just don't need it. So I wish I had like one more slot, man. Literally like one more slot that I could utilize. This should work just fine though. Small bit from DD2, ambush 4 boss at once, need to take a break. Yeah. A lot of adrenaline or something. How long is the game? Oh, there's a player as a Ragu Rabbit. Incredible. Alright, let's go do the actual dungeon I was doing last time I played that I stopped doing in order to get more food buffs. On adrenaline. Am I in the right area? No, I'm not. The dungeon's at the beginning of the area. Right. Getting stun locked for 20 minutes. Frustration. Anger. Desire to delete the game. 80 or so hours. Surprised you haven't beaten it. Wings. Beatrice. Okay. Rage. Yeah. Production. Item. Flare. Rigid stone. Can't make more of those. More of these. Alright, fair enough. I'll play it constantly. What kind of gamer are you? What do you mean you don't just play one game? What do you mean? Alright, so we got this track to go down. Assist party. Guess I'll just bring these two to start, burn through the rest of their stamina. Watched some anime recently. Wow. Weeb. What a weeb. He watches anime. I eat food. Oh, son of a bitch. I hate when they do that. Oh, bro. These AoEs are not working out. Ah, this is the easier one. I forgot what this was like. This sucks. This is the easier one. And I have a food buff. Jesus. Not rage, but almost. Oh, rage, not rage quit. Definitely harder than 1. Was 1 really that hard? It had like a skill like ceiling or whatever. I feel like if you were at least a certain amount good enough at the game, then it wasn't really difficult. You know? That's how I feel. Smack. Rush. Die. Dead. Nice. It was quite easy, to be honest. Game's kind of like, yeah, like it's easy if you're skilled enough at playing video games, basically. It's kind of like Souls games, in a way. Souls games aren't hard. They only seem hard if you don't know how they work. Souls games combat is like intentionally designed to be unfair. It's not a matter of getting good at it. It's just knowing when the game's trying to fuck you and then avoiding certain things when it tries to fuck you, and use the game to fuck everybody else as much as possible. It's like a muscle memory thing. Pattern recognition. You know? Almost everything can stun lock you, put you into dumb combos. Yeah, I don't like stun locking. That seems pretty lazy. Switch. Schmack. Whew. Stun locks also aren't hard. They're just cheesy. It's developer laziness. It's like making a boss invincible. You know? It's like that. What was the other one? There was 2 things I remember. Ah, yes, I remember. There's 2 things that I always chalk up to developer laziness. And number 1 is making it so that enemies will ever be invincible. Ah, you saw that guy? That guy was stuck in the wall. If an enemy's invincible... Oh shit, I didn't mean to rush it. Any invincibility, that's lazy. Any... What else? I'm distracted now that I accidentally activated Awakening. Any invincibility I find lazy. And then also one-shot mechanics. If a boss can one-shot you, that's lazy. They could have made a fun, engaging boss fight with like skill requirements, mechanics, things like that. And instead, they choose to make something one-shot you. Worst thing is when they'll combine these 2 things. That's even worse. Imagine it's a boss that's invincible and it can one-shot you. That's just... That is ridiculous levels of laziness. I got to eat my food buff as well. I'm not in the habit of eating the food buff. Gotta get in that habit. It's unlocking, and I hit you, you go flying the wall, get stuck while the other 3 hits you kind of way. It's not like buggy stuck. Actually can get lodged into a wall. It doesn't need to be buggy for a stun locky to be cheesy though. Like, if an enemy can like hit you and then stun lock you and repeatedly hit you again, that's just cheesy, you know, that's not really difficulty. That's not something a player can experience and then find a way to improve upon. Because that's the whole nature of a stun lock. A stun lock exists so that you can't do anything. Ah, look. Only one shot will step his death from DD1 DLC. For that, that's more of a level thing though. That's not like a... That's not what I mean when I say you can get one shot. Like, if you're level 1 and you go try to fight a level 99 enemy, of course you're gonna get one shot. That's not... The developer didn't design it to one shot you. Because you're not level 99. That was your choice to go fight the level 99 thing. Like, there's nuance to things that I say. You can't just apply it to everything. The capability to be one shot is not the intent to one shot. A one shot boss is like, I'm what level I need to be and I have what gear that I need. I go fight this boss and he can still one-shot me, you know? That's cheesy. I just want to KO move. I don't even remember it, honestly. Oh, that sounds the rush. I was wondering, like, what the fuck is that sound I keep hearing? It's the rush. I just remember I usually prepared so much to fight death that he wasn't really that challenging by the time I fought him most of the time. So. Yeah. I cheese death. I don't even really need to cheese him. Because the way I would do it is I would do the game. It was my favorite way to play Dragon's Dogma, because, you know, it was kind of designed for you to play it over and over again. I play it on easy, then I bring it up to normal the next time around. And then after I play it on normal, I should be now high enough level to do the DLC with ease. Because the enemies have like level ranges that scale with the difficulties. And I found this kind of sets up the difficulties for the levels perfectly. Because that's the thing about Dragon's Dogma, is they don't get more difficult, their levels change. And I found that to be what feels like the most balanced experience. Like, you'll be of the right level when you get there. Kind of thing. Switch. What are you attacking? No one back there. But to try and go back to easy. Yeah, that's a way to min-max XP gain, I guess. I just knew I'd be fighting him eventually again anyway, and I just did it in a much simpler way. Damn. Most games, though, I just play it on normal. I'm still getting used to only having these 3 attacks on my main bar. I'm so used to having more than 3 attacks. I don't have that anymore. I wasn't telling him to swing, by the way. He was just bugged out. This food item lasts slightly longer than I spend in the dungeon. So it's weird, because it's never actually expired by the time I do it again. Doing 2 on easy. If 2 on easy already has the ability for enemies to stun lock you, that's kind of crazy. Like, I wouldn't even play it on easy. I can't imagine how much more annoying dealing with stun locks would be. Oh, you're not dead? Oh, shit. The main city kills frames. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. It's so hilariously memed how unoptimized Dragon's Dogma 2 is. Which is hilarious because it shouldn't be. I don't feel like the game offers the visual fidelity that you would expect to make anything chug, you know? But it's just, it's a lack of optimization. It's exactly what it is. It's the fact that they want the CPU to track all these NPCs that you can't even see. That's the problem. My food buff right now. I wish my bonuses at the top of the screen, instead of just telling me that they're bonuses, I want them to tell me what they're from. Like in MMOs, you don't see, oh, attack up, defense up. You see the picture of the food with a timer next to it. That's what you see in an MMO. So that you know that that is your food buff. That's what makes the most sense. Switch. Like 10 or so frames, certain parts of cities of pain, though. God, fucking, who would ever play a game on 10 FPS? Jesus Christ. And this is on a console? The place where they know what hardware you will have, like, guaranteed, and then have the opportunity to optimize for your exact hardware? This is on a console that you could go somewhere and get 10 FPS? That's insane. I don't even think console players would be okay with that. Why is this thing not attackable for so long? Are you bugged out? You're ruining my score. You're ruining my score. This dungeon's based on a time bonus. You can't be doing this. Like, even more opinion about better frames. I think they only get 30 minutes for console. Well, yeah, because consoles are fucking weak. If you actually look at what's in a console and compare it to PC parts, my computer over there is stronger than a PS5. And I can, so yours is as well. And I consider that to be old, and I don't use it for gaming anymore, and I have my new one. That's how weak consoles are. And that's why they have to make pros now. That's why they need pro variants. I saw someone make a funny comparison. It's using entirely popular game examples, but someone said something like, not Sea of Thieves. What was it? That Skull and Bones? That Ubisoft quadruple A game, $70, and then insert some other game that was $70, right? That's a AAA game. And then it said, you can buy one of these, or you can buy, and then it showed like Helldivers 2 and something else like Baldur's Gate 3 or something. I think it wasn't actually Baldur's Gate 3, but it was something that had a similar sentiment. It's like, or you could buy these 2 games for the same price. I saw this yesterday, and it made me chuckle. it made me chuckle because it's like, to me, it's such a normal thought. But it's like, oh, hey, look. Less quote-unquote enthusiast gamers are wow, okay, that was already dead. Are starting to understand that their AAA games are fucking dog shit. Hysterical. And Helldivers 2, I think, is a AAA game, is the funniest thing. With the budget it had, it's published by fucking Sony. It's probably AAA. And they sell it for like 30, 40 bucks. It's funny. You just had a major head start. Actually, consoles used to be more powerful than PCs. So consoles had the head start. The thing is, they just aren't keeping up. Bro, do some fucking damage. Why can't you do any? You're like hitting for ones. What is this? Worthless. Damn it. Smith. Dude, he hits this thing for ones without special abilities, man. Basic attack. His gear is just hitting for ones on this floor. That's insane. This is a dungeon on an old floor. This is like floor 5. He's level 67. His gear is beyond this. He's hitting for fucking ones. This isn't even the harder difficulty. That's insane. That's crazy. Oh, God. Man. That's my rush. But yeah. Remember the Steam box? Remember when Steam tried to make its own consoles? And nobody bought them? I remember. I'll never forget. Because I thought it was stupid from the day they announced it. And what a surprise. It was stupid. Figured out the game has variable frame rate. What does that mean in terms of a video game? Variable frame rate? That's a video term. Variable frame rate, that's a term for, like, when you're setting a recording to not have to record at a specified FPS. Games are always variable frame rate. Because enforcing one frame rate would mean that you have to have enough, like, hardware to always get that all the time. With absolutely no exceptions. Which is nearly impossible. Because, you know, devs can't optimize for shit. And the Steam box, or it might have had a slightly different name, but it's when they tried to make, like, PCs into consoles. It was supposed to bring the I don't have to think about what I use for hardware into PC, while still providing things that can play certain games. The problem is, they just kind of set the idea for the specs, and then any company could show up and make its own version. All of which were different and good at different things, which it just made a new pre-built market using the Steam OS that's now on the Steam Deck. So it completely defeated its own purpose. So, if it's variable or max 30, that doesn't make any fucking sense. That's not how video games work. What does that even mean? What? Like, what? I have no idea what they could mean by variable, because again, that's just not how video games work. That's how recording video games works, or just working with video footage in general. Uncapped. Who names uncapped, aka the default state, variable? That doesn't make any fucking sense. What the hell? Whose decision was that? Oh, why does Capcom have to be weird? I don't know. Why does Capcom have to be weird? The fuck is a variable frame rate in a game? You mean like every frame rate in every game? Like, what does that even mean? It's not possible to not have a variable frame rate in a game. That's impossible. That's completely impossible. I don't think any game can work like that. Maybe like Pong can at this point. Maybe Pong can work like that. If you limit it. But still, any kind of hardware hiccup, and now, bam, look at that, it's variable again. I don't know, man. Whoever made that naming decision is fucking weird. Smack. Constant 30 now. Is that gonna be better? If there's areas that drop you to 10 FPS, are you even going to get to enjoy anything better than 30 reliably? Because most games that will drop you to 10 FPS, at least on PC, which doesn't usually happen unless you have terrible hardware. Like you bought like $100 PC or something. Like, it wouldn't let you get, say, 60. Drops to more than 10. Does console have any software to track your FPS, by the way? Did console ship with anything like that? Smack. Frames def main problem for the game, general console or no? Yeah, it's just because how they handled this CPU related tasks. It's funny, it's so rare that a game that looks like that game does is limited by CPU and not GPU. But that's what they did. It's also a good example of why open world games are still technically beyond our hardware capabilities. We need a lot of LOD optimization to make open world games work. Dragon's Dogma 2 certainly probably shipped with some LOD capabilities. Yet look at it. It's the least CPU optimized game that is like ever released in the history of forever. When you think about how futuristic video games can get, always remember, we still cannot do open world games well. It's impossible. That's why so many games release today and there's still hallways. Or they'll have loading screens in their open worlds. That's why that's a thing. Because even with the best hardware possible, you need a lot of work done to make a video game with an open world work. That's if you're, you know, maintaining graphics good enough that a console player, for example, will actually be happy with it. Which their standards, like, stereotypically you'd think they'd be high because they mostly only play AAA games. But they're actually not that high because if they wanted good graphics, they wouldn't have a console to begin with. So it's kind of like a middle of the line ballpark, if you ask me. Even with that level of graphics, We still can't do open world games. Remember trying to play Ghost Recon Breakpoint? Do you remember that? Playing that was the moment where I was like, oh man, I need a new graphics card for the first time ever. Because it constantly wanted a certain amount of VRAM. It just wasn't common on graphics cards then. If we stop trying to push the limits of like graphics all the time, then open worlds would be easier. The problem is that a lot of games that come out as open world, they also decide that they want to have really good graphics. Hey, I leveled up. Which is a fucking problem. Because you can't have both of these things. It's just not how it works. Smack. Oh, that Breakpoint, yeah. Breakpoint was special. Honestly, I thought Wildlands and Breakpoint were kind of subpar, you know? They were very repetitive. They were very unoptimized. I feel like they were missing a lot. I like Wildlands more. I liked Wildlands more, but I got through Breakpoint easier. Because we did like everything in Breakpoint. I had a full multiplayer group for the entirety of Wildlands, and all of us got so bored that we just went with the bad ending. Because the good ending was just too much of a pain in the ass. We simply could not be bothered, none of us. None of us wanted to do it. So I kind of consider them to be roughly equal. More like the new God of War games. The new God of War games are open world. Those are very optimized. Those are very well optimized. Their open world has... Oh, I accidentally just typed for the first time ever. The open world has a bunch of things that work as little loading screens. You go down hallways in these open worlds. They're designed as hallways, you know? It's very optimized. It gives that open world thing that players like, but it also uses hallway level sort of technology to optimize it. So the new God of War games are good examples of how to do an open world game. Especially if you want to put it on a fucking console, man. Especially. Because you need to do some LOD work, and that is the perfect way to do it. Now, it's not the most enjoyable way. But it's a way that will work. I simply did not go for the 100% on the Wildlands. I went for it on Breakpoint. But Wildlands, absolutely none of us. Not me, not Richie, not Matt9, and whoever else played with us at the time. None of us could be bothered. We were all so bored by the end. We're just like, yeah, let's just take the bad ending, because no way we want to fucking hunt down a bunch of stupid schematics to get the good ending. That's ridiculous. I don't even know why having all the guns would have anything to do with having the good ending to begin with. That's so strange. Woo! Got paralyzed in there. I actually had to use an anti-paralysis thing. Keep attacking. I usually use my food buff right there at that boss, because it usually lasts when I come in. Remember so much little shit we had to get that took a lot out of me. That's Wildlands had that too. The difference is that Wildlands required you to do that to get the good ending. Breakpoint, that was just part of the progression and you didn't even need to do it. You could turn that off. You could literally decide, no, I don't want to do this for the progression. Turn it off. In terms of doing little shit, Breakpoint was better because it was optional. It was an optional part of progression depending on how you decided to play the game. Even if you use the RPG system, you didn't have to do most of what we did. That's what I mean. It's like Breakpoint is, I feel, definitively a worse game. What? It's a worse game that I got through the worst parts of it even though I didn't need to. Wildlands is a better game, but it demands that you do the worst parts of it just to get the good ending. And yet, with a full group of 4, none of us wanted to do that. Crazy. That's why those will always be kind of like equal in my head. Okay, you came over here. I was like, I was gonna AoE you, and then you all moved apart. Whew. Ay vey. Both of those games are just par for the course of Ubisoft games at this point, though. Distract the player with a bunch of little useless bullshit and microtransactions. It's just what they do. What have we gotten? Oh yeah, I saw Phil Spencer was complaining about Helldivers being an exclusive. He literally, to kind of paraphrase him, he was saying like, oh yeah, you have to like really pretend that having this game be exclusive benefits literally anybody, because it doesn't. And meanwhile, like he had a big rant about how he thought some of this shit shouldn't be PlayStation exclusive, because he said console exclusives, you know, exclusive to one place, that just harms the players. We shouldn't do that. Meanwhile, he doesn't complain when he releases his own Xbox exclusives and fucks over the Sony fans. It was hilarious. Because I think literally just a couple weeks before he had this like rant, he had another game released on Xbox that was exclusive and not on PlayStation. Isn't that most games? What, they're collecting little shit or whatever? No. Ubisoft games are only Ubisoft games because they are distinctly Ubisoft games. Most games are nothing like Ubisoft games. Most games do not ship with microtransactions. Most games do not have a bunch of collectionist bullshit for you to do. Most games are simple retail games that retail for $40 or less. And then that's it. That's most games. Which is why companies like Ubisoft get so much shit, because they are the exception, not the rule. And nobody likes dealing with their exceptions. Although console players will still gladly promote their exceptions because console players barely have any games to play at all. So they'll very much speak with only their mouths and not their wallets. Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is so... Assassin's Creed is like the game that started AAA collection, 100% completion, useless bullshit in place of, like, you know, having more story and actual objectives and missions and stuff. That's the one that started it. And so, resultingly, Ubisoft just copies it. They're like, oh man, this game worked, we can hook them with this. Let's just do this for the rest of eternity. And they do. They do. That they do. It's because they're allowed to. I don't remember the last time I really paid for a Ubisoft game. I usually just get them, like, gifted to me. I paid for games, a couple games that ended up in Ubisoft's hands later. But I don't usually pay for anything Ubisoft, so I know my money doesn't go into funding their microtransaction hellscapes. I've forgotten to activate my food buff. Not that it's making a huge amount of difference, clearly. I also didn't activate my rush. With my, like, having AoEs, like, it's one set plus single target attacks as another, doing a rush is hard, because the moment I awaken, like, if I swap to the other set, which I do a lot here in these dungeons, then I lose the bonuses. So. Let's see. Theoretically, we have enough for this now? Yeah, I figured we would. And with that, I should have, for myself anyway, a full set of up-to-date armor. There you go. This is what the new set of gear looks like. I wish the sword and the shield matched the armor better, but this is like Joan of Arc inspired. Got loud in ASMR for a second. What do you mean, like if I get close to the mic because I leaned in or something? No. Oh no, they're hitting max levels. Oh well. Whoa, yeah. Do it again. Like the main reason, like I'm at a decent distance from the mic. I feel. I'm like, I don't know, like a foot. Or slightly more than that. Nothing dramatic. Yeah, there's kind of a proximity effect that you can have with mics if you get close to them that kind of exaggerates certain parts of the audio. That was weird. I told the game to use my food buff, and then it used it, but it waited until I did like 2 more attacks to use it. It was very strange. Blue Yeti. Blue Yeti X. Not the best mic in the world, but functional. By default, if you don't do any mixing on any of the Blue Yetis, they don't really sound very good. I had to do a lot of work on the Blue Yeti X to have it sound good. When I had the Blue Yeti, the original one, I couldn't even do any work on it because it didn't have an attached software. And it didn't have any mixing controls on it. Those softwares are more common now. One day, not this day, but one day, I'd love to get a dynamic microphone. They're usually pricier, but they pick up a lot less of the audible, like, spectrum, which cuts out things like background noise, which makes a much better sound quality, just like right out of the gate. And since they cost more, they tend to have more features. You can have them at other distances and have them still kind of sound fine. One day. But this works for now. It's actually a brand new dynamic microphone that released 2 weeks ago. It's like an update to one that I already knew that I wanted. The one I wanted was the Shure MV7. It's not the really popular one that is like stereotypical for big streamers using. It's a cheaper one. It's one that actually you can plug it in with a USB instead of needing some sort of XLR plug-in. It's like they're the best USB mic that I can find. Ugh. These guys are maxed. I don't like that. I just kind of have to keep using them though for them to get any better. Otherwise, like friendship bonuses. I only have 6 more uses and then they're out, so we'll just use them for right now. But they released the Shure MV7 Plus, which looks a lot better. UAV tactical nuke. What? Eh. Oh, damn it. Odd thing. But what is that in relation to? Let's start over here. Thought I heard UAV. No? I have no idea what would have sounded like the word UAV. Was it a character in the game? Or was it me? It said MV. MV7. That was the name of the mic. What was you saying about the mics? Yeah, MV7. I think you just heard the V and your brain went UAV. Or something. He said the letter V. It's a COD reference. Because there is no M in UAV. Only the V is there. Which there's already a very high chance of it being there, considering 3 letters plus the limited alphabet. I don't even play COD. Yeah, that is pretty weird. I don't think I'd ever think of that. Oh, cool. Just couldn't show up a second earlier, huh? Alright. Any additional materials this dungeon nets me will just go into giving Koharu some new gear, level 20 enhancements max, and hopefully that's good enough for the next floor. Ideally it will be. These dungeons are getting crazy more difficult. And hey look, Yuki leveled up. But Lizbeth, friendship, still lacking. Sleep time, okay, bye-bye. Enjoy your non-existent UAV. Yeah, I will. I will enjoy my non-existent UAV. That somehow came out of MV7. My sure UAV. They make mics. They make headphones, and now they're making UAVs. Incredible. I wonder if it's as expensive as their mics. Probably. Your tactical MV7. Yup. Yep. It has to be tactical too. It can't be a strategic nuke. It's gotta be a tactical nuke. They're not allowed to make the strategic nukes. Even though those ones are more common. Oh. That reminds me, I have no food buff. Oh fuck, I used it on my AoE build. Oh well. Still works fine enough. Maybe a little bit wasted. In terms of raw bonuses, but it's something. 1 minute until these two expire. Weren't they just at like 5 or 6 minutes? Holy shit. I guess they can burn through pretty quickly when you're going through this dungeon. Because each run is over 2 minutes. Which I guess can... God damn it. The moment I decide, like, oh, I need to not use an AoE because they're too spread out, that's when they all decide to get together. If they could have just been next to each other a moment earlier, that would have been fantabulous. Don't go invincible. Yay! Those things have a habit of going invincible before I can hit them. Guess nothing's really become available other than this skill. My cooldowns on my single targets are so long. I guess these are more like 3-minute runs, huh? Maybe only a bad run is a 3-minute run. Snap. Smack. Oh, you're dead. $595. We're at 12,000. What do we start at? Like 2,000? Something like that. And I think these two are out of energy. Yep. Then we need to use others. Like, let's say these two. They're still weaker, I guess. I don't know if I want to pull out a weaker pair, but it's an option. The other two kind of ran out of energy earlier. Before I do this, I'm gonna do a quick BRB, and then I'll continue. Be right back, real quick. Alright, I'm back. Let's go. Pull out the two blondies. Yeah. Yeah. And run through this bitch. And French toast. French toast is nice. I like French toast. Damn, I was hoping I'd catch everyone. I caught absolutely nobody. Sad face. Ugh. Die. And I'm doing my best to remember to keep up with these food buffs, but even at this level, they're already pretty minuscule. They're not the best. They're something, but they're not the best. They're an extra little boost, though, to content that is surprisingly difficult for its level. But I never have to worry about healing or anything, so works out well enough. Where are you going? Can't forget you. Oh, he went behind me. Maybe it would be faster to just do my rush as like AoE in this room in general. It really depends about the unit placement when I walk into the room. Sometimes they're bundled up and sometimes they're not. I think the biggest problem is that once I rush, I'm just like not allowed to swap in general, which can be problematic. And a big differential in how long one of these runs takes. Alright, you're dead. We are almost, but not quite, halfway through the reward track on this dungeon. Almost. That's just for floor 5. There's still the floor 4 labyrinth to do fully, but I'm not going to touch that just yet. I'm going to use that for the daily that's coming up in like 3.5 hours. We're not going to touch that before then. Once we're done with this dungeon, I imagine we will go do the next floor, because we'll probably have everything upgraded by that point. No need to really move on to the next dungeon. We're already several floors behind on dungeons, but it's keeping up with the materials that we need, so that's all I could really ask from it. Not to mention I have so many glare dragon stones. Ugh. The food ran out. The food lasts exactly 3 minutes. These runs are usually somewhere around 3 minutes. The actual speed is a little more variable. Depends how quick I get through certain rooms with AoEs. Can you not run away from each other the moment I get up to you? It slows me down so much. Oh, fuck. This is not what I intended to hit. That's where my muscle memory went. Oh well. We used it. Let's stick to it. I'm just gonna swap. It's gonna go faster than waiting for skills to come back up. Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Tried to use an ability, but it was grayed out. And then I tried to use the Switch version. But then the normal ability went through. So that was weird. It's already been 2 minutes. I'm not paying too much attention to the time each of these runs take, nor the exact amount of points I get from each run. This dungeon's kind of like other difficulty where I just don't care how perfectly I min-max it. I'm getting materials and rewards one way or another, so... That's a nice AoE. Nice! That so rarely works. Doing that AoE that's kind of like the cone in front of me, and then getting multiple enemies in it. That so rarely works, because they so rarely pile up like that. Oh, nice. I'm slightly over 3 minutes. With the timing that I activate my food, if I do it in the beginning, it should last like exactly a run then, by the time I get up to the next enemies. The only reason it went further earlier is because I was forgetting to activate my food buff. My very minuscule plus 50 attack, plus 50 defense food buff, which does not add up to be a lot. Also, I was looking at the time, I was like, does it count the time in the loading screen? Is it gonna bounce back? It did, in fact, bounce back. Oh, forgetting my food buff already. Smack. Wow. You know, this music, it does not fit a creepy tomb full of undead that is the hardest dungeon that I've done up to this point. It's very peaceful music. I wouldn't expect this to be in this dungeon. But here it is. Alright, let's see. Let's try the normal thing of just seeing how many AoEs I can do before really dealing with the boss. Otherwise, how many smaller enemies I can deal with before dealing with the boss. There you go. I feel like the rush is mostly good for like that one attack, but not exactly necessary, and then also for the speed buff after. I feel like that's its main purpose in this dungeon. It's not actually for damage, really. More just for speed buff. Damn it! Ooh, look at this. Come on, some of you have to pile up, right? Yeah, there you go. Nice. Why are you not doing damage to this thing? Did you attack too soon? It wasn't moving. That was weird. Yeah. A little too early. That one was slightly faster. It's faster by like 20 seconds, in fact. Didn't feel too much more efficient, but apparently it was. So I have a pretty big variable of like 20 to 40 seconds of my speed when running this dungeon. Crystals. We're at 14,000. Another run, maybe 2 runs, will pass 15,000, which is the halfway point for dungeons like this. I feel like I'm getting plenty of materials. I feel like as these dungeons go up in floor and increase in difficulty, they quite commonly, oh shit, have a lot more enemies in them even on the lower levels. A lot more. Forgot my food bowl. Oops. And more enemies means more drops. Means more mats per dungeon. It also means more time in the dungeon. Especially when the actual timings take longer. You got that. Why are you all so spread out? One of you. No? Really? Oh, they'll both come to like meet you halfway, staying just out of range of an AoE. That's not even like a strategy thing. They're not smart enough to use that as a strategy. That's not what they're doing. They're just bad at pathfinding. And they're looking more at like your hitbox or an exact distance away from you than walking up to you proper. I guess you don't really have a hitbox, do you? You have a, like, be at this distance and then you can attack. Because every attack has like a range. Did you have to go invincible there? Was that necessary? I feel like that wasn't necessary. I feel like you're just trying to make my life more difficult. Woo. Hell yeah. I don't always trust them that they get the thing behind me now that the enemies are getting more difficult. Because they're not always capable of doing that. I have no SP. AoE. No! Yes! Ruining my AoE there for a second. And good. Stop swinging. Damn it. Alright, fine. Keep swinging. Anytime you're swinging with normal attacks when you beat the final enemy, or sometimes like any enemy, you'll just keep swinging forever and never stop. And there's nothing you can do about it. Bop, 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 bop. You know what running these dungeons reminds me of? It reminds me of Terra. I ran a lot of dungeons in Terra. It had achievements for like running every dungeon 10 times. Now, I have to run these way more than 10 times. It's like 50 times each. But it reminds me of Terra. But it's actually faster here. Because dungeons in Terra are longer. And finding groups was a pain in the ass, man. You just sit outside the dungeon, sometimes for 3 hours before you found a group. Even if you're outside the front spamming all the time. Because there was no, like, party maker for Terra. At least not when I played. You just had to sit outside the dungeon and wait. And you get some decent gear from it, but it wasn't really worth the wait. And... Woo! That was almost 100k damage. Damn. Nice. I still really wish my weapon and sword were themed more off of this armor. Also, can I just say, and I said this a lot in SOTOR, which is a while now, I realize, that I cannot stand when armor has one shoulder pad. I hate shoulder pads to begin with. They are clunky, bulky, and annoying. And when armor decides to only have one, it's like, great. You found like the least appealing part of your entire armor set and made it look even worse. Good job. You wanna fucking cook me? Because I do. And at least I didn't fuck up anyone's armor set. So I think I deserve that cookie, not you. But then again, I've met a couple of individuals that really like asymmetrical armor designs. And by a couple, I mean one. Most I've met don't really think about it. They don't care. They don't give a shit how the armor looks. Or at least they don't know how to put into words what they like or dislike about it. It's probably more correct. It just looks cool or it doesn't. Woo! Over 600 that time. Well, we're past 15,000. Woo! What is the status? I don't know if I've been eating my food. We got some more crafting we can do. Want to check in because it's a milestone. Track progress. I doubt there's enough for anything substantial. There's like one item there, essentially, worth of things. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like just going for the reward track will end up having more than enough stuff. These two are almost level 66. Nice. Let's see. Imagining it is 600, which it's not. Every 3 minutes, which it's not. And we need 15,000. Let me not forget my food buff again. 5 runs would be 3,000. 10 runs would be 6,000. So something like 25-ish runs that I have to do still. And then the reward track will be maxed. Uh-oh. I've been poisoned. But it doesn't really affect me enough to care. Where are you going? Stop moving. Avoiding me. These assist characters do not have a happy time on this floor. They take damage, and they don't really have a way to heal it without attacking the healing plants in an area. I have some health recovery, so no matter what my health is, I don't necessarily need to try to recover. Hey, Alice leveled up. Damn, if I had waited a second longer, would have hit that thing. Now that we've hit a recover flower, they're recovering. Does it affect like the whole party, or does it just affect any attached AI? I don't know. Wonder how that would interact if you had a player involved instead. I believe you guys have that. I will place my trust. I think we're good. Yeah, look, they did it. I can sometimes trust them to do something I need them to do. These AoE timings are not working. Oh shit, I was out of SP. That's fine. Oof, rush noise. Refining hammer plus. Nice. And again. AoE looks better from a distance before I had depth perception of the situation. Alright, and I used my food buff kind of in the middle, but I did use it. So that's what matters. Don't move. When those fuckers move, they're invincible. For a while, I thought it was like a skill or something. But no, it's just literally every time they move an inch. Any movement at all equals invincibility. And that room should be clear. Yep. Now we run. I don't understand how come when I do an awakening, it raises my health. But only the cap. It raises the max health. It doesn't raise the amount of health that I actually have. It raises the amount that I can have for a very limited period of time. Even if I used a potion, like the best potion I have, which these things are on cooldowns, by the way. And thus, I don't know really how useful they are. It would not bring me to the new cap. Like, you need the recover flowers and then some. Come on. Okay. I don't know what the point of it raising my health is. I will never sustain that new health value. And the thing is, as I upgrade Awakening, that cap just gets higher and higher. But it seems unnecessary. Because Awakening doesn't last long enough to really make use of that. One more room. Look at this clump. You good? Good. Yeah, the really good runs tend to come in somewhere around 2 minutes and 50 seconds, I feel like. It's not too bad. Although I think this is essentially the longest dungeon I've regularly run. And we're at 16,000 points. Most of what's on the reward track now are non-droppable items and transform items. Transformable items. Ah, damn it. If it moves an inch because it's trying to catch up to where you were the moment it stopped moving the first time, but it's doing it on a delay, then that's it. You're not hitting it. You're not gonna touch it. If the pathfinding, like it approaching the player, was a little bit more responsive, I don't think that mechanic would even cause very much trouble. It's the fact that the AI are kind of delayed in how they approach a player that makes it actually tricky to work around. You're dead. Oh dear, everything's quite spread out. Rush. I don't have SP, but you're dead. Alright, cool, that worked out. With these very high hitting abilities, SP is one of my main limiters in this game. Well, in the general fighting, that is. Not as problematic when you're dealing with like an actual boss fight that can threaten your health, but when you're dealing with a mob of enemies and none of them really threaten you to begin with, then it becomes a little more troublesome. God damn it. I have to wait and swap. Stop swinging. I wasn't even hitting F. Why are you swinging? You can get stuck auto swinging for so long. And I don't understand why. I feel like that's a bug, but I also feel like it's not something that would ever be fixed, given that this is a mobile port, because I feel like it's more of a design flaw than a bug. It probably would happen with every skill except for the fact that normal slashing is infinite and not on a timer. There's never a problem with any other skill. I bet it would happen to every single skill if they all had no timer. I bet. It's probably like inherent to how whatever system they're using to simulate the mouse and keyboard works. 3 minutes. Oof. That's not 2 minutes 50 seconds. That was less efficient. That was 3 minutes 4. 591. 17 almost 1,000. Free challenge. Yes. Damn, you guys are almost out of stamina already. Stay close to each other. Thank you. Oh wow, things working out. Oh, you're still alive? What the fuck? That's crazy. stay close to each other. That worked out. Yeah, see? Right. Every one of these is just kind of like a challenge of getting everything to fall into my AoEs. That's what it is. But they're always going to be in slightly different places, so it's hard to truly min-max. Oh, everything just came right here. Oh, are you dead? Oh shit, well this attack's wasted. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You took a lot of AoEs. Kinda figured that would happen. Oh well. Run through the dungeon. Attack. No. Now it's ready. It would be nice. Something like this might exist. If I could lower the cooldowns on certain things. That's something most MMOs or RPGs have somewhere, is like abilities to lower cooldowns. I'm paralyzed. How dare you? It lasted such a short period of time, I didn't even really realize what was wrong before it expired. Otherwise I would have used an anti-paralysis item. But that didn't happen. And you're dead. Still a pretty efficient run. Yeah, that timing was pretty efficient. Hey, we got the next track item. These limit break, not transformed. Limit break materials. I've never had a limit break using a material. Quote unquote had to. My rarer, better abilities, technically I probably have to. Because their availability is limited via banners. So, technically probably have to. I haven't actually done it yet. Because you need so many of those materials to limit break anything that is remotely good. And anything that's not remotely good, you get enough free shit through the free banners that it just doesn't matter. That whole time I was pressing 4 trying to eat my food. And it wasn't working until the very end. Not that you really need the food buff in that room at all, but it would have been nice. Maybe I should start pressing it just like the moment I walk into the room. It should still last the whole time, the whole dungeon, even with that. It is weird. Food buffs in this game, you get a lot of them. But they only last about 3 minutes in this case. In most MMOs, oh shit, I'm poisoned and paralyzed. In most MMOs I've played, when you have a food buff, it lasts like 30 minutes to an hour, or maybe more sometimes. Because they're designed to last for like entire raids or entire dungeons or world bosses that can really go on that long anyway. I remember in Guild Wars 2, my favorite thing to do in that game was to run this one world boss that had like 3 separate parts that you had to coordinate. And I was in a guild that exclusively existed to run that singular world boss once a day. It spawned only twice a day, technically. But once a day, our guild existed to do this one singular world boss. And we handed out to like anyone that showed up we would give them a food buff based on what they were doing. Like, hey, DPS, basically, or whatever you're going to, come get this food buff. Remember, the materials for those food buffs were uncommon enough that I could never make them by myself. Yet somehow, we just always had a constant supply of them. It was like a collection of guild members would like give the cooks their food buffs, or like they'd use money to just find someone that has these specific foods and use them. One of them I remember, which I think was like one of the most common one we handed out, needed so much effort to actually get. Oh, you guys are out of energy. Fucking rip. Oh. Oh, he's capped at 66. So he's like Lizbeth then. So these two groups are kind of equivalent. This group can go a little bit further, but they're kind of at their like max usefulness without a bunch of bells or much more opportunities to raise their friendship levels. Either by usage or something else. Food buff fire this time? Food buff fired this time. Damn it. Why do you have to be just out of range for? That's extremely inconvenient. Are you guys good? You having trouble with the singular enemy I left you? You're my strongest group. I don't know what it is about Kirito's weapon, which is, you know, better than Yu-Gi-Oh's, but it has a lot of trouble fighting some of these enemies, and I don't know why. Can you come over here? Over here? No? Okay, that's not happening. And this guy wasn't even noticing me either. Alright. Are the other characters to buy? Gosh, no! All the characters are unlocked either via story or achievements. Only Yu-Gi-Oh's unlocked really via an achievement. The others are all unlocked via floors, the assist characters. Though assist characters' usefulness is really not that high. I feel like they're more useful on lower floors, but you can only use them on floors you've already been to, and they cap out at level 120. Right now the levels go up to 240, so... And the floor gear scales to like level... Well, you can get floor gear up to level 100. I don't know if they really get the first set of integral gear, which is what comes after, but... Yeah, their usefulness is limited. I use them because up until this point they have been extremely useful, but as time goes on, they're getting less useful. If I got more of them, which I will in the upcoming floors, their usefulness to me would be questionable. Because they'd be starting at like very minimum levels. They would need tons of XP to actually level up. If they could just level up normally and not be limited by their friendship levels, then they would be way more useful. But they're limited by their friendship levels, which really, really holds them back. Because the way to get friendship XP is either to interact with them, which I do every day, but the more characters you have, the more you have to like spread that out. So the more you unlock, like the less efficient this whole process is. Or to otherwise use them. Because every like minute you have them out or whatever, you get like 1 friendship XP. But they need like hundreds at this point, like over 100 of XP. They'll need hundreds later. Which without interactions means, you know, already using them for multiple hours to get 1 friendship level up, which allows for 1 singular additional normal level up. Every floor spans like 4 levels at this point. It was like 10 levels before. Now it's like 4 levels. Means it's really easy for these characters to become outdated. To the point where Koharu alone will become better than having these two. Because these two can die, Koharu can't. These two could pump out twice the attacks, but you can actually decide what weapon Koharu is using. You can't decide what weapon these guys are using. The show characters, I guess, is a way to like summarize them. Need to do a lot more normal attacks now. Aohi. Please group up. Come here. Not the fucking boss. Damn, no iframes. Paralysis. I've gotten rid of it. Oh shit, man. Didn't even see this guy over here. Are you the one that I hit? I was wondering why the boss took like no damage from my attack. It was a ghost clipping through the boss that I couldn't see. Ha. You know, one advantage to at least having, I'm realizing, the max health increase is that even if you don't hit it, every single item that heals you, well, every single piece of equipment that heals you regularly, that is not a consumable, they scale how much they heal you based on your maximum health. So if you get a higher max HP, even if you don't fill it in, you'll actually heal faster. Damn, look at those two. They're like a quarter dead constantly. Ugh. There you go. Let's set up some AoEs. You guys got that? Yeah. Not too shabby, not too perfect, decent. 592. Nice. We're almost up to 20,000 points on this track. Out of the 30,000 that we need. At the beginning of the day, we had like 2,000, 4,000, one of those. Buff of the day. We've done a lot of things today. Already. It's not like we've been doing this all day. Look, I should have kept the AoE equipped. Oh, that's fine. These work. Next thing I need's an AoE anyway. Or not, apparently. Maybe he'll follow along. And you guys group up. Come together. There you go. Whoa, wrong direction. Alright, dead. Most efficient use of a rush? No. Good enough? Good enough. So probably get a little bit of a speed buff from that. Didn't last very long though. Whoa! He's teleporting. Hopefully once he gets his new sword he'll be a little more useful. None of the sword characters have as good of stuff as the non-sword characters that I have. Since, you know, I use a sword. Can you guys group up? Any little bit? Yeah, there you go. What about you? I don't know. I don't think you're in range of that. You know. Oh well. Well, there you go. I very much wish that they were smart enough to actually just run up to you and not where you were. Just that little distinction of enemy movement is like what makes this probably one of the hardest games I've ever played to use an AoE in my entire life. It's because the AI doesn't approach you, it approaches the space where you were. It like does a check. Hey, he's over there. Do I pass the condition to aggro? Yes. Alright. Run to this spot. Do no checks until you get there. Or until you get interrupted. Gets there. It's time to attack. Well, first it does like a second scan. Is he still in range? Yes? Okay, attack. Is he not still in range? Okay, well, time to do another move order. It's a very strange AI. Can't say I've ever really seen that in another game, or at least not a game like this. Even with bosses, it can be kind of weird. Just since movement allows them to clip right through you and everything, and a lot of attacks are charged up. There's hardly anything you can do in this game that is completely instant. Like, look at that. That missed. Because it had a charge up. The basic attack is the only thing that's instant. And resultingly, it's also something that bugs out quite a lot. Because it'll get stuck. The game will think that you're infinitely holding your basic attack button. Woo! Swing. Wow, they were all here a second ago. And then two of them went invincible. And my AoE was a failure. God damn it. I got paralyzed twice. Damn it, that would have been a hit on any other kind of mob. Any other kind of mob, that would have been a hit. But those ones... Oh, one of those two just got paralyzed and stayed behind so long that they had to teleport. I was like, why is one of them in another room? Bop, bop, bop. Doot, doot, doot. Swing. Something that surprises me is that for this being a gacha game, right? And like the entire skill system is behind the gacha. The whole damn thing. I'm amazed that the upgrade system isn't. I'm quite, like, I'm surprised. They have certain parts of the upgrade system behind the gacha. They have, like, ingots and skill sets. That's behind the gacha. But I'm just amazed that like basic enhancement materials are not behind the gacha. You know? There's a lot of things that give them through gameplay, but they're not behind the gacha, which is kind of surprising. I don't know why they honed in on like skills and ingots, like so hyper specifically. Ingots were added later. I know that. But skills are like from the get-go. Catacombs, entry. That's a weird name for a difficulty level. You have entry, and then what's the other one? Because the other one is just like on crack. Probably imagines that you have a full party of 4 players. Which does specify. God damn it! I didn't eat my food. You guys have a skill. Damn, I do so much damage with a basic attack to these guys. I guess you didn't even really need to use a skill. Yeah, but these ones, these are tankier. They take like half physical damage due to the way that they are. Can you stop? Well, we're all grouped up now. Rush, finish you off, and proceed with my movement buff. By the time I charged up that attack, which was enough to one-shot that guy, he had only like 5–10% of his health even remaining. Because he was hit by just enough AoEs. I got to this room with my rush still active. It's not active anymore. Okay. You guys have kind of grouped up. I'm kind of impressed that didn't one-shot. My AoEs, I don't think all of these, that rhymed, are fully upgraded. I don't know how well they'll really scale into further floors if some of them are already sort of lackluster. You might be getting near the floors where it'll start making more sense to just have a second loadout. Like a bow loadout for doing extra damage to enemies that are strong to slashing damage. And you're done. That was a fast run. That boss room, they were also spread out. I'm impressed that was as fast as it was. 608. 21,000. We have 9,000 more to go. Whoa. That's the rush. The food still goes on for 7 seconds because I activated it late. And now it expired. Ah, paralysis. I think this dungeon is where I've used more antidote potions than any, and that's why I made sure to have them on my bar. Because do I need to use them? No, but when I'm under like a time constraint, it's efficient to use them. Considering I got them all for free, I've paid for literally none of them. Selling them doesn't give you that much back. But the effect from using them is pretty nice. Better than using cure-alls. Antidotes technically drop. Cure-alls are finite. You got the fruit water you can use. I feel like that'll be more relevant on slightly higher floors though. These AoEs are working kind of weird. Huh. Every enemy kept rushing in like immediately after I already used an AoE, so they weren't getting hit by it until the very, very end there. Now I have this rush going on for quite a while, because the boss had a lot of time to get beat up because of the persistence of the other enemies. Well, maybe I shouldn't have swapped just yet. Hold on. That's fine. That looks like an AoE to me. No! We're waiting for her to move, I guess. That was not well placed. These two are already down to like 12 minutes on them. When you have to... Well, when a dungeon you are running takes as long as this one does, I hope, then you can burn through the stamina of these assist characters very quickly. Hey, they're both level 68 now. This is like of this dungeon, so Kirito should be getting a new sword now. That's a new development. Yeah, 598. Re-challenge. He doesn't seem capped, so let's keep using him. Everybody else has some kind of cap. Lizbeth is a cap. Yu-Gi-Oh is a cap. It's multiple groups that have caps. Food. There you go. What do we have? Get rid of that one quickly. Go for an AoE on these. Sadly, they split up at the last second because of AI pathfinding. Swing at you. Don't run away. One shot. Boss room. AoE. Huh. You wanna like get over here? There you go. The boss drags a lot of the other guys in surprisingly efficiently. Oh, you're already dead, huh? Alright, well. If you're dead, can you get rid of your collider? I'm running into a brick wall, but it's thin air. Like, what the fuck's happening? It's the boss collider. It's still there for some reason. That happens with all the bosses. Sometimes I can find it with the normal enemies, but most of the time I only really notice it with the bosses. For some reason. Swing. Good enough. Whew. That's a group. Gather up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Wow, that actually worked out pretty well. No, stop swinging. Keeps glitching out on me. I didn't notice that earlier in the game because every skill I had used to just one-shot every single enemy. So I never had to do basic attacks. Now that I have to do basic attacks, it glitches out so often. I think it's like if I use a skill without fully letting all my auto attacks end animations, and then it just doesn't register that I've let go of the button for some reason. I don't know the exact cause. My gamer senses are trying to figure it out, but I feel like it's pretty random every time, so I'm not sure. All I know is it's constant, and it's probably been here since the game came onto this platform. I wonder if it happens on the phone, too. I feel like it wouldn't, right? But it might. Who knows? What the fuck? Teleporting rat. That's another bug. Yeah. Whoa. Ooh. Oh shit, no, I don't want to swing. Okay, cool, we still hit an enemy. Like, I don't want to swing at a fucking bush. I don't like how tab selects those plants. I get it, because, like, you need to tab onto them because the tab targeting is very strict. But I don't consider the plants an enemy. Yeah. Rush. And you're dead. And to the next room. We're beyond the 2/3 point of this. I think after this one we'll be kind of at like the 3/4 point. I don't know where the 3/4 point of 30,000 is, but I figure it's right about after this. The path from 2/3 to 3/4 is not a very long path. Oh damn, I missed something. I think that my backflip ability has a chance to inflict paralyze, because there's like lightning bolt effects every time I use it. Ah, he was out of range. That's not an enemy? No. No, the plants are there to heal you. But when you're tabbing through the enemies, it'll select them just like an enemy. And if you're tabbed onto something and you hit an attack button, your guy is gonna go aim for that thing and not something that makes more sense. Like a thing that can kill you. Because there's no free aiming. Even if I just hit an attack button without being tabbed on, it's gonna just target the closest thing. When you do that, it'll do a good job of avoiding the plants, but sometimes I want to swap enemies I'm attacking, so I tab through because it's tab targeting. But sometimes when tabbing, you'll get a plant instead of an actual enemy, which is very unfortunate. I would rather they just not have the plants there at all and make potions more useful. Or lower damage values altogether. Almost feels like a waste to not go around that way if I'm already right there, but I'm pretty sure either way. coming this way first is easier, because then you just have to run back to 2 rooms instead of 3. You need to buy more potions then? Probably, but like, look at it this way. I've never used a healing potion once in this whole game. I've used anti-paralysis. Nah, I didn't even need to, I just choose to. And I use these Alice Land cookie food buffs, and I only use them because they suck. And I'd rather get the usage of them while they're actually relevant. But I never use potions. These plants negate any need to use potions. But these plants pose quite a conundrum for the way that this targeting system works. For some reason, right there, I was just hitting tab, and my guy was running up trying to attack the boss instead of tabbing onto the next enemy. That was weird. I've never experienced that before. Wonder why that happened. Very strange. The less one-shotty the combat in this game becomes, the more I see the benefit to it being one-shotty. Like, of just the player always being overpowered. Because the actual movement of the AI and the general bugginess of the controls can get a little difficult to use compared to when I just have to one-shot kill like that. No! Group up. Thank you. No. Swing. Nice. Ugh. Whew. Congratulations. Singular. No S. You don't get multiple congratulations. You get one congratulation. We're at 23.5K. A. Like I swapped out of AoE at the wrong time. This quick swapping slowing me down. You can't quick swap instantly. Once you swap, you gotta wait a couple seconds before you can do it again. Sometimes I'll see, oh, the enemies are not gathered up. Well, let me swap to single target because it's gonna be inefficient to use AoEs. And then, while I'm swapping, they all gather up due to the delayed movement system. So there's some times where I have like a moment of wastage because of that. Time wastage. For my time bonus. For my reward track. Oh, these guys are at 1 stamina. They're almost out. Oh, hello. No, don't leave. What? Yeah. Yeah. That went decently for the boss room. I usually judge how fast I think a run is going on entirely the boss room, and I don't know why. I think it's just because I spend the most time in the boss room. Moment of wastage, yes. Wastage. Can't have wastage when you're on a time limit for maximum results. Wastage is bad. Ah! Tabbing onto plants. I want to tab onto plants. But look at this. No. Where's Kirito? He was in another room. He was stuck. That happens to the assist characters a lot. They get stuck on things. And then they can't find their way out. That's why they have the feature of teleporting to you. Because they can very commonly get stuck. It's like, well, actually, no. I was gonna say, it's like hitting right-click follow someone in RuneScape. That's not exactly true. Whereas that can result in you running into a fence non-stop. It does its best to retrace the footsteps of the person it's following. It's just kind of like, it can get overwhelmed if that person's cutting too many corners. But through normal pathways, it does a good job. Here, they don't really follow in your footsteps, they just follow the line that leads directly to you. Which means if you cut a corner, they're getting lost. Alright, you two are out of stamina. Stamina. Back to Lisbeth and Yuki. Back to this weaker pair. Lisbeth can't even level up anymore without more friendship XP. Another weird thing about these AI, this assist AI, oh, that's not what I thought I had to click. They don't get skill points from quests, for example. They only get it from killing mobs. And then Koharu, she just kind of sinks to your level exactly. Which I feel like would make more sense if assist characters just didn't exist. Why did it do that? That was weird. I feel like assist characters probably didn't exist when this game released. In which case, having Koharu be your level all the time makes a lot of sense, because anything that you would do, Koharu would theoretically be there for. And thus, that makes a lot of sense. Guy. That's that room clear. That is so much passive health regen. Why is it higher? That was weird. Usually when I ran out of that room with Rush, it was restoring like 305. It was 555 that time. I didn't do anything different. I didn't have any health regen anything on, so that was weird. Ugh. Swoon. Oh man. Yeah, that was almost very efficient. My lack of SP, lack of them grouping up in this last room Made this pass over 3-minute mark. It was pretty much set to be really efficient if they had grouped up better in that room though. Regardless, 593. Gets us new refining hammers. We're at 24,652 of 30k. And you're dead. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see here. AOE. Yeah. Swing, swing. How well are you guys gonna group up? You're not starting very well. Ah, this is pretty good. 2 of them anyway. Rest of you are very much off on your own. Trying to bring them together. Oh, I'm trying so hard to use this other AoE that's a cone. But it's very up to the mercy of where the AI decides to go. Because tabbing through to get to the guy that's right in front of me that I want to swing at, I have to like cycle through everybody else first. Because it seems to go based on distance to you. And if you're not already locked onto the guy that's closest to you, you have to go through to the end, to the farthest away entity. I won't even say enemy because it includes the plant. Before you can actually hit the guy that's directly in front of you. Oh, hello. Nice. You're dead. Stay together. I preferred it when all 3 of you were together. That would have been a real nice AoE. Whoa. Yeah. Congratulations! Oh boy. Oh shit. Broken part of my desk I just kicked my foot on. Oops. Oh, again. AoE? Yeah, it's with 2. Come on, come over here. Now you're a little late. Oh. I can't even hit him when he's moving anyway, because it goes invincible when it moves. These ghost-type enemies. Ooh! Still technically hit that one. Because I started hitting it before it left the AoE circle. Like from the moment I started swinging. Like this. I had to just fucking tab target through everything on the screen right there to be able to hit that one that was right in front of me. That's some time wastage. We're on a time limit. Can't have me wasting so much time. It's not point efficient. Oh, I'm amazed that actually hit. It went invincible twice during that. Trying to catch up to where I was. Alright, there. Gathering it. Except that one. I'm gonna do my backflip there. It wasn't ready. But the Switch version was ready. It was almost ready. I have like this sense of like when these skills are ready without looking. And it's usually about right, but they're never ready when I need them. They're just slightly too long on the cooldowns. Especially when I have something that limits me to only 3 of them. Oh shit, it did it again. That weird thing where I press tab and then it attacks. Try it again. Oh, wait, no. Everything was already dead. That's weird. You just like run up to an enemy and test this. Like, no, that's not. That's just cycling targets like it should. That's so weird how sometimes tab attacks. It's not supposed to do that. That's not a binding. I'm not sure what causes it to start doing that. There you go. Oy vey. Ugh. $584. Jesus Christ, dude. Alright, dude, tell you what. My brain is like burning out on all the glitches that are coming out in this combat system when I'm not able to one-shot things. I need to go do something else, record some footage, whatever. So I'll call this an early stream. Almost 4 hours, good enough for me. I'll call this an early stream because these bugs are just getting annoying when I have to repeat combat to get things. It's not as bad on the boss fights because they're so short, but on constant hours of dungeon runs, Jesus Christ, they're getting annoying. They're getting on my nerves. So I'll call this one early. And I'll schedule some variety for Thursday, Friday in place of this. So, that's it. I'm gonna go eat lunch. Thanks, Jacob. I'm gonna go eat some lunch, figure out some variety, maybe do a little bit of recording. You have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.